my name is William Boykin, and today I'm going to inform my audience about the early life, education, career, and current status of Chris Kyle. It is important for people to understand the early life, education, career, and current status of Chris Kyle, because his love for being a U.S. Navy SEAL sniper impacted his life in many ways that some people don't understand until they learn more about his background as an individual. I would love for people to be able to think of me as a guy who stood up for what he believed in and helped make a difference for the vets, said by Chris Kyle. Chris Kyle stood up for what he believed in by helping other veterans like himself who were suffering from PTSD. I'm hopeful after this speech you'll know more about Chris Kyle and how his early life, education, career, and current status shaped him into the man he once was. My key ideas about Chris Kyle: early life, education, career, and current status. Chris Kyle was born April 8, 1974 in Odessa, Texas. Chris Kyle grew up in a Christian family. His father's name was Wayne Kyle and his mother's name was Debbie Marcy. Chris Kyle's education. He went to Midlothian High School and later he went to study agriculture at Boykin University, and then 2 years later, he became a ranch hand. And then shortly after that, enlisted in SEAL training. Chris Kyle's career. He enlisted in the Navy. He served many tours in Iraq. He was a U.S. Navy SEAL sniper, and Chris Kyle helped publish The American Sniper, which is a biography about Chris Kyle and what he did for his country and how he helped other veterans who were suffering from PTSD like he did. Chris Kyle's current status. Chris Kyle, he was once married to Tarla Kyle, and they had a daughter and son named McKenna Kyle and Colton Kyle. Chris Kyle was murdered at a shooting range by a man who was suffering from PTSD. Chris Kyle died helping others. In summary, Chris Kyle's early life, education, and career and current status played many roles in his life because he believed in helping other veterans with PTSD and his belief in God. My key points again were early life, education, career, and current status. Even though Chris Kyle's life ended in a tragedy, he was a man of his word who stood up for what he believed in, and that goes to show anything is possible when you put your mind to it. Thank you for listening to my speech. Okay.